Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Kazakia, and I want to give you an update on yesterday. The electors cast their votes to continue the process of the presidential election, and it was determined, according to the electors, that Joe Biden, Joseph R. Biden, and Kamala Harris are our new president and vice president. Now, you Christians, evangelicals, that are in denial are in direct violation of the Constitution. You can go and do your own research and go to every court case, and you can look them up. You can go to Michigan, you can go to Michigan, you can go to Wisconsin, you can go to Pennsylvania, and you can go to Georgia. And what you will see is, you will see the court cases that were filed, and of which all were thrown out except for one. And that was a Pennsylvania case, but I think it was overturned in the higher court. The Texas case was thrown out by the Supreme Court. It was rejected. Not even thrown out, they didn't even look at it because it was bogus. How can you sue another state for how they process their elections? And each state, if you follow each state, you'll find out that each state, they voted on the mail-in ballot extensions, regardless to whether it was COVID-19 or whatever the case is. They allow their citizens to mail in their ballots for election. Okay, so no fraud there. Dominion voting machines have proven to be false. You can research that. Sidney Powell is a joke. She goes into the court and she's throwing conspiracy theories about Hugo Chavez, who is dead since 2013. But this is the best that y'all can do. And Rudy Giuliani goes into Pennsylvania originally to contest election fraud. And when he's asked a question in the court by the judge whether he was alleging voter fraud, he specifically says out of his own mouth, no, he's not alleging fraud. So the judge is like, well, why are you here? If you're filing a claim against the state to say that it's fraud, but you're saying it's not fraud. But he goes into the court system, into the public arena on his various media sources and says it's fraud. But he goes into court and says it's not fraud. So which is it? You're confused. And then you got all these updates from Victory Channel, Kenneth Copeland's Victory Channel, reporting nonsense, hoax. Look, let me just say it to you like this. All right? Trump lost. He's done. Over. Finish. Campoosh. Right? Move on. Get behind your new president, your new vice president. Support them. Pray for them. Send all your prayers now to the new president, new vice president. Okay? Since you got so much power, since you can call those things to be not as though they were, as you say, then why don't you call, if you say Biden is not saved, if you say Kamala, pardon me, I want to say her name right. If you say Kamala is not saved, then why don't you make all your claims and say, call those things to be not. I call for Joe Biden to be saved. I call for Kamala Harris to be saved and full of the Holy Ghost, right? if you can do that, that would be more. If I would believe that you got power, if you prayed a prayer over Biden and Kamala, and they got the Holy Ghost, I'm speaking in your language, and now they decided to be pro all the things that you think that they are for, that they decide to be against. Okay? If you got that kind of power, then that's what you should be praying. Paula White, make yourself available. You want to be a advisor to the president? Why don't you go and say, you know what, I was advisor to Donald Trump and he lost the election, and I want to remain advisor to you. So humbly, I want to come before you. I want to apologize for saying all the things I said against you. I want to get behind you and pray for you. I bet you won't do that. Because why? Because I'm going to tell you why you won't do it. Christianity, especially the so-called Christian prophets, are full of pride. You don't want to admit you're wrong. And your ministry's at stake. Because you're afraid that you've been proven false. Because you prophesied that Trump was going to win by a landslide, which he did not. You did not prove voter fraud in any of the court cases. You didn't prove any of the above. Okay? But yet you proclaiming voter fraud. Alright? There's no voter fraud. There is no voter fraud. Right? So, get over it. Get behind your new president. And so be it.